I had a really interesting conversation with somebody that ran WWE for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and they said in the heyday of WCW and WWE, that's when WWE had the highest ratings that it ever had, and WWE thought at that time that if they could crush WCW and take it away, that their ratings would go up, right? So let's say this was doing a 4 and WCW doing a 2. Well, if we could take their market share, then we could do a 6 or a 7. But what happened was after, their focus was to take them out, then actually the ratings dropped because the interest dropped and the market share dropped and the overall industry dropped. And then the drama between the two leagues was no longer there. And the same thing happened with Pride and K1 in Japan. In the heyday of Pride and the heyday of K1, when they were, competing, not competing, but, in the same industry, but Hoist Gracie was going back and forth, there's a lot of drama. That was the best time for them in the martial arts industry compared to today, where there's only one company left. And what I mean by that is FEG owns Dream, FEG owns K1, and there's not, Sengoku has shown that it can't compete at that level. So to me, how I feel is, we're growing the industry as a whole. And because our growth doesn't take away from their growth. And I think that's my belief. And so there's room enough for everybody in this business because, we're strengthening the market share. Mm-hmm. Because these fans could all go to boxing, they could all go to wrestling, they could all go to football, baseball, basketball, hockey. I mean, it's like the casinos. The MGM is on one side of the street, Caesars Palace and Harrah's on this side of the street. They both are very, they're both healthy. I can tell you, if somebody compared us to Pride, I'd be honored because that was an amazing organization. I got a chance to see them in Japan 2 or 3 times live. Unbelievable show, unbelievable fights, and they did it very well. So if somebody compares us to Pride at some point in our career, I'd take that as a compliment.
Pride had a very distinct production value, one that was providing an alternative taste to the UFC that people really much enjoyed. Is that something, as you guys continue progressing as an organization, that you might look into, presenting yourself a little more like Pride?
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing is that they had great production value, and you see some production value in our shows, but would we like to increase that and get it to a level where, it could be compared to a show like Pride? That would be amazing.